All right. Now, which one of you sardines called this meeting?
That would be me.
Okay, so this is the start of the journey to London. It's a bit of a long train. I've got to go to Woking and then change to go to London, but it's just happened that way. But hopefully I'll get there just in time for people to leave the initial meeting point to get to the first shop. And can't wait to see everyone. This is awesome. Okay, welcome to the channel. My name is Gareth. This is Book Songs and Other Magic. Welcome back to the channel if you've been here before. If this is your first time, please feel free to have a look around the channel at other videos, see if you like what I do, and subscribe if you do. This is a really lovely video that is celebrating another big meetup with Booktubers, which was just a wonderful, wonderful thing again. And as I said in my intro, it was better than before. I'll explain why in a minute, but it also includes a book haul because obviously we met up, so we went to lots of bookshops, and I'll talk about which ones we went in, but I did buy some books, so I'll tell you about the books I bought as well. But yeah, it was such a lovely experience, and the reason why it was better this time is because we knew each other a bit better, so there was sort of things to bounce off, and there was a bit more context to our conversations. And also, you'd kind of catch up with some of the people that you knew better, and some of the people that you didn't get to talk to much last time. Then I had little moments when I spoke to those for a while. I had some where some people where I was with them for a while for various reasons, and had longer conversations with them, which was great. But yeah, and there was a couple of additional people that hadn't been to one before, which is great. So it's just an absolutely awesome experience, and it's just such a really nice thing that we've now got this regular meetup in London with these various booktubers. And again, it was over 20 people again. It was 26 people the first time. I think there's about 21 people I think this time, maybe 22, I'm not sure. Organised by Katie Lumsden again from the channel Books and Things. Check out Katie's fantastic channel. She did an amazing job of not only organising us again and setting up a fantastic lunch for us as well in a Mexican restaurant, but she also took us around a different part of London that I hadn't been to before. So that was really nice because I always go to the same parts of London. I love London so much, but I tend to always go in central London. And when I go book shopping, I go sort of hover around the Charing Cross area, and Foyles and Forbidden Planet, all that sort of stuff. So it was really nice to go to a different part of London I hadn't been to before. So that did actually create a problem for me personally because I didn't catch the initial cafe starting point because of the train. So that was a bit of a problem. So it was a longer train, which took me a bit longer, and it was a 35-minute journey from Waterloo on the tube to where we need to go for Brick Lane anyway. So yeah, I missed the first shop, which was a shame because I looked at the website beforehand and it looked like a really nice shop, and they said it was really nice. But anyway, I caught up with them in the second shop. So just before I talk about the shops we went in, I just want to quickly give a massive shout out to as many of the people as I can remember. And if there are people I've left out, which there are probably going to be a few people I've left out, then massive apologies. But so Katie ran it, but it was really good to have another series of conversations, another big catch up, another really lovely moment with Roz from Scallydandling about the books, and Gemma from Gemma Books. I spoke to her much more this time, and I didn't speak to her as much last time, so that was great. So Gemma of Gemma Books was fantastic. I didn't expect Jack from Spread Book Joy to be there because she's moved to Cornwall, and we talk quite a lot anyway. So that was really good seeing her in face to face again, and we had a fair bit of the day together. And I had a really long conversation with Olivia from Olivia's Catastrophe, so that was brilliant to catch up with her again. So we talked last time, but we talked for longer this time, I think, and that was really nice. And Chattie, my chatter, that was great to see her again. I really like Chattie, and we spoke for a bit as well, and another catch up. Bob, the Bookerer, really nice to see Bob again, and he was wearing a Kate Bush t-shirt, which was pretty cool. And probably talked about his t-shirt a bit too much, I'm not sure. Alice and the Giant Bookshelf, we ended up going, sort of leaving the party together and going, taking this huge walk down one of these long roads to the Arsenal tube station. So that was a really nice chat that I had with Alice, and in the first shop she reminded me that I was recommending her a book, and she reminded me that last year I recommended a book and she didn't like. I was like, oh, I forget that then. So that was really nice to see Alice as well. That was really good. And Emily and Charlie, absolutely love Emily and Charlie. It was really nice to see those again, and again, sharing the day with them was fantastic. So that was really good. And it's Emily's birthday next week, so that might be when this is up. So this might be coming up around the time of Emily's birthday. So happy birthday, Emily, if you're watching this, which you might be because you're technically in the video. And Jen as well. So again, didn't speak as much to Jen. Didn't speak as much to Tilly, but I spoke to Tilly for a bit. Tilly was staying with Roz. That was really cool, speaking a bit to Tilly. Kirsten, spoke a bit to Kirsten as well, reading Nymph. That was really cool. We were going to go to Forbidden Planet together, but then I ended up going on my own to Forbidden Planet. But that was cool. Spoke a little bit to Ben, but that was the first time I'd met him. That was really nice. First time I met Eric, so it was really nice to see Eric Anderson there, because I see his channel a lot, and it felt like he was just new to that kind of thing as well, which was cool. But he disappeared quite early on, so I'm not sure what happened there. Hopefully nobody upset him. And then someone I spoke to quite a lot as well, and sat next to in the restaurant, and that was Matt. So it was really nice speaking to Matt. And all of these things are real friendships, and it's really nice that this London Booktube get together sort of makes these things happen. So it's really cool, really cool. So we started off, they started off in Libreria Bookshop, and I didn't get to that one. So the first one that I met them at was the Brick Lane Bookshop. Which I had a little bag here because I bought a book. So the Brick Lane Bookshop, which was a fantastic bookshop. I could have spent £300 in that shop. Just with the first few shelves I looked at. And when you first go in, there's lots of political stuff on the right, and there was loads of stuff I saw. But the one I picked, I thought I hadn't seen a book like this before, and I couldn't resist it. And that was The Crusades through Arab Eyes, which I think is really interesting. So The Crusades through Arab Eyes. It's an academic book. You can tell it's written as a serious academic study. So this should be really good. So that was the one book. I went gentle. I only bought one book, even though, as I said, there were so many books I saw in the Brick Lane Bookshop that I thought was really good. But I thought I'd go gentle as it's the first shop. So that was really good. And then we went to the Common Press, which was round the corner from there, and I got a book called Leech. Leech was kind of recommended. I mean, she put it, she took it back straight away because I think she didn't really love it. She said it was all right. Well, no, she said it was good first, and then she said, "Oh, it was okay." But anyway, Robyn from Bookends and Biscuits, Bookends and Biscuits, Robyn, who I think we do share similar interests. We don't always necessarily agree with the books, but we do share similar interests in the genre and style of books we like. But this was a body horror book. It's actually a non-binary author as well, which you find out if you look at this beginning bit here about the author. Yeah, I was intrigued by the back, and then it was apparently this has won lots of awards, and I thought it was a really cool one to get. And Robyn said get it, and then went, yeah, you might like it, and sort of took it back. So that was really cool. That was recommended by Robyn. So that was Brick Lane Bookshop and Common Press. Then we went for dinner, and we had this lovely dinner in this Mexican restaurant. I thought it was a really nice food, but it was really nicely set up for us. We had our own little room because there was a lot of us. And it was just really nice, chilling out, talking to each other. Really lovely part of the day. And we're chomping at the bit to get back to the bookshops, but we're also really liking the fact that we can have a nice little chat and really get to know each other. So that was really cool. So after lunch, we walked down to Hawkton Books, which is a fairly new shop, and it was really odd because we didn't see it straight away. Anyway, we went through. The guy was a bit freaked out by how many people were there because it was a very small, tiny bit of space. So we kind of took it in turns a little bit. We didn't rush in there. We kind of had a little bit of it, almost like a queuing system we had. But the stock in there I thought was brilliant. And I went a little bit mad on this shop. I bought loads and spent quite a lot of money. But he was a really nice guy. And there was some that were 50% off. And there was some that were 10%. Well, and he gave us a 10% off as well because he found out that we were booktubers and that sort of stuff, which was lovely. So I'll just show you the 4 books I bought from here. So I bought 4 books. And I thought I'd better stop because that was quite a lot of money. So the first thing I bought was Hannah Arendt's The Origins of Totalitarianism. So this is a classic book, and this is actually a Penguin Classic edition of it. But this is a very famous contemporary response to what was happening in the early part of the 20th century by Hannah Arendt. So it's a very famous one. She's kind of the person that coined the idea of the banality of evil, that evil is banal. Amazing woman, and I'm really pleased to have this. So The Origins of Totalitarianism goes quite well with the Orwell stuff I've been reading. And this is a book I've been looking for, actually, so I was really pleased that they had it. Miracles of Our Own Making, The History of Paganism. So I did initially, when I first found out about the book, I was going to try and get it in time for the early part of the Historathon, but I'm just going to read this as a separate thing, and just, as long as I've got other things rattling along with the later periods, I'm gone past this now for the sort of early part of the Historathon, but I've got a little bit of time left, but I've got those other books to read, so I don't know. But anyway, I'm really pleased to have this, so I do want to read this soon. So The Miracles of Our Own Making, History of Paganism. That's awesome. And then I found this one, which I did look up the website before we went, and I did put a few things on a bit of paper for me to look for. And I was really pleased to see this. This is a series of short stories by Silvina Ocampo. And I don't know the author, but it looked really interesting. It's a beautiful book, I think. I just love the colours and I love the cover. I think it's a really nicely designed book. Very posh. The Imposter and Other Stories. And it's just a little bit odd. I'm not sure. It says whimsical and sinister. Each story is like a knife of spun sugar that can still pierce between your ribs. But it looks really interesting. So I definitely want to read this. And I want to read this soon because I really am intrigued. And one of the things I want to build up to, I don't know how long it's going to take me to do it, but one of the things I want to build up to is to do at least one more very soon video on short stories. There's a feature that I started to try and do on my channel that I'd like to go back to, which is about short stories. We'll see how we get on. But this is definitely a book I want to read. Okay. And then the other book I bought was an amazing find. I'm so excited about it. It's a bit big, it's large. It's 700 pages and very small type as well. Definitely an academic study. And it's called Resistance to Christianity, a chronological encyclopedia of heresy from the beginning to the 18th century. Yeah, with an amazing Hieronymus Bosch cover. But yeah, it's just, I couldn't believe this. I thought this looked amazing. So yeah, and it did attract a bit of attention, and some of the others would go, oh, what's that? Oh, you know. So yes, it's right on my street. I collect, in a gentle way, you don't see it very often to be fair, but I do have my radar up for books about heresy, and I am very intrigued by this. So, God, I got a horrible cough suddenly. Resistance to Christianity. So that was a really nice find that I'm really pleased about. So those were the 4 books I got from Hawkton Books. So that was really nice. And then we went to we went to a few different places actually. So we went to the book bar, and a few doors down there's a charity bookshop as well that was really, really good. So we went between the two of them, so we kind of split up, and when one group went in one, the other group went in the other, because it was only a few doors down. And in the book bar, which is really a good shop again, it's a really interesting shop. This is so cool seeing these other shops in this other part of London. And in the book bar, I bought a book I had so much about, and it's already on my TBB list, to be bought list, and that's Fire Rush. So I know there are some booktubers that have already read this because they've done reviews of it on their channel, but I haven't read this yet. I know, who is it that's read it? I know Brian from Bookish read it. Oh, there's a few people who read it. I think Michael Romeo might have read it. And maybe, I don't know, there was a few. I saw about 4 or 5 people review it last year. But yeah, definitely want to read this. I think it's right up my street. And Roz was saying that she really liked it, but also could imagine me really liking it in particular. Book bar, bookmark. So yeah, but that was at the book bar. Fire Rush. And then we kind of split up. So basically, we'd already kind of covered the shops we were going to cover. There was one other shop we were going to go to, but that's closed down. So that was a bit of a shame. And that's apparently one that I might have found some graphic novel stuff because it specialises in that. But anyway, that wasn't there anymore. So we sort of organised ourselves, and it looked like, and I did want to leave some time for Forbidden Planet, and was getting a little later then. And actually, in the end, I just had enough time to go in Forbidden Planet and in Foyles because it's just down the road from there as well. So I went into both of those at the end. But I went into those on my own because everyone else had kind of, most people had felt like they'd done enough book shopping and wanted to just sort of chill out. So I went to Foyles and Forbidden Planet, and I actually didn't buy anything in those 2 shops. So I loved going around there, but didn't find anything. It could be that I'd only just gone to Forbidden Planet, to be fair. And with Foyles, I found a few bits, but nothing that completely leapt out at me. So I thought, that's fine. I've had an amazing day. Like, those finds were so brilliant. And I was quite happy with the success of finding those books. So I went back to Waterloo. And at Waterloo, even though by this time it was about, what time was it? It was about 7:30. It was about 7:30. Foyles was still open. The Foyles, the small Foyles that's in Waterloo Station. So I was like, oh, I'll have a quick look in Foyles in Waterloo Station then. And I was like going around it, and I thought, no, nothing's jumping out at me. And I was going to leave, and then I saw a book that I was like, wow, what's this? Never seen this book before. And I thought, this looks amazing. Why We Sing, a celebration of song. So, as you know, I'm a singer, someone who really, really feels passionately about singing. I've got, I've got a strong passion for it, but also a very deep belief that it's good for you and it makes you feel good and all that kind of stuff. And I've ran 3 different choirs before, including a disability choir that you could tell was doing no end of good for them. And I'm about to restart the student choir actually next week or the week after. So that's going to be interesting. See who turns up for that. And I'm a music teacher, and this is a really interesting study on why singing is important. And I had a little flick through, and I like the way it's written as well. It should be really interesting. So I was really pleased to see this. Why We Sing. And this was the last moment. I was literally leaving the shop, and it was going to be, I was going to just go to the right platform and just go home. And then I saw this, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll get that as well then. So I've added that to my purchases for today. So all in all, an absolutely glorious day, a really great chance to catch up with everybody and chat with them, because obviously those are lovely finds, but that was mixed in with the main point of the day, which was to meet up with these fantastic people. So it was just awesome, really, really awesome. So massive shout out to the people that I chatted to on the day, and I did speak to some people that I hadn't spoken to for ages, and or that I hadn't spoken to as much last time, so that was great. And there was also another moment where I had a really lovely chat with Charlotte as well. Well, we were chatting, walking down a road, obviously next to each other as we were all walking, and a really good chat with Charlotte from Charlotte Coynie Reads, and as also Oliver as well. That was really cool speaking to Oliver as well. So yeah, just a really fantastic day, and just a reminder to anyone that would be interested in meeting up with other booktubers. It's a lovely thing, and if you've got ways of organising that, I think clearly we have similar interests, similar things we can talk about. We can bounce off each other. It was nice to buy books that were recommended by them. Yeah, fantastic day. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video of us talking about that. There's going to be other videos from the other guys, I expect, about what a lovely day it was. Kind of reminiscent of the one in the summer, but I can't wait to do it again. And yeah, meeting up with people in real life is an awesome thing, isn't it? Without the camera, without the screen. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay curious.
Picture of what it's like to be